Hello everyone, this is Brett and thanks for tuning in. Today's video are going to be vinyl highlight finds from February 2024, and it turned out that this video is going to feature exclusively new releases as well as some new reissues. In fact, three of the albums I'm going to talk about just came out today on March 8th, 2024, and four in total were albums or releases that I featured in my most anticipated release video of the first 3 months of 2024 video that I did at the beginning of the year. So I'm very happy that they're here and I can talk about them with you guys. Just as a reminder, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and appreciate you liking the video and leaving some comments. Let me know if you've got any of these or they are on your want list. So let's kick things off with the 9th album from Modern English. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's their first album since 2016's Take Me to the Trees. Take Me to the Trees was a really excellent album, and this tops it. Really blown away by this one. If you're unfamiliar with Modern English, they started out back on 4AD Records in the early 80s, post-punk era. Mostly known for the huge song I Melt With You. And speaking of I Melt With You, there is a track on here called I Know Your Soul, which to me in some ways feels like an I Melt With You Part 2. It is beautiful, and in my opinion, one of the best songs that they've ever released. This is on this cool fluorescent yellow. The band sounds great, beginning to end, totally solid. Other favorite songs, Not My Leader, Long in the Tooth, excellent. Check it out. Modern English, 1, 2, 3, 4. My wife Sarah is always turning me on to groups that I may not have been aware of on my own. So one day she said, I want you to check out this band. Let's watch some videos I've been listening to called The Last Dinner Party. This is their debut album, Prelude to Ecstasy. We ended up sitting on YouTube and got in a total rabbit hole of all these live performances, and I was really blown away by the fact that it's their first album and they're already masters of the stage. There's the band right there. Take David Bowie with Queen, with Suede, with T-Rex. Just this very interesting blend. Favorite tracks on this one, On Your Side, Nothing Matters. Really outstanding. The Last Dinner Party, Prelude to Ecstasy, their debut album. Okay, so this next one has a really interesting story. So first off, this is the Veldt, V-E-L-D-T. The album is called Illuminated 1989. It just came out back in 2023. This has been an absolute constant rotation. I just posted it on Instagram last weekend, and 4 people said in the comments that they were ordering it right away. It is so good. So, little backstory. The Veldt formed back in 1986, Raleigh, North Carolina. 2 brothers, Daniel and Danny Chavis, I think is how to pronounce their last name. One of the early first wave shoegaze bands. Influenced, as they say, by the Cocteau Twins with Marvin Gaye, Sun Ra, Pharoah Sanders. So Illuminated 1989 was actually, even though it came out in 2023, it was set to be released in 1989 as their debut album, produced by Robin Guthrie of the Cocteau Twins. Their label at the time, Capitol Records, was for some reason unhappy with it, sent the band back into the studio with a different producer and shelved it. And the new tracks would end up being appearing spread out over 2 releases of theirs, one being Marigolds, the other Aphrodisiac. But this is the album as it was originally intended, and holy cow, is this so good. A must-have. Incredibly unique, and if you're a fan of the Cocteau Twins, I think you'll love this if you're unfamiliar with the Veldt. Favorite songs on this, CCCP, Willow Tree, It's Over. Can't recommend this one enough. The Veldt, Illuminated 1989. All right, next up, another one that Sarah turned me on to. This is another debut, 2024. This is Whitelands. That artwork is just outstanding. This is called Nightbound Eyes Are Blind to the Day. This one has also been in high rotation. UK shoegaze, dream pop on the Sonic Cathedral label. The Sonic Cathedral label I talked about a little bit in my best albums of 2023 video relating to Emma Anderson, former singer guitar player of the band Lush. She released an album on Sonic Cathedral. They also released this EP by a band called Deary. Favorite tracks on this one, The Prophet and I, and also Tell Me About It, which features the singer of Deary on this. Also very recommended, Whitelands, and this is on a cool blue. All right, so the next three are ones that arrived actually this morning. I was able to listen to two of the three that I'm going to talk about now. The first one, was very excited for this one to arrive. This is Anja Huwe. This is Codes, her debut album. If you're wondering who is Anja Huwe, she was the singer of the German post-punk band Deutschland that was active in the 1980s. Finally released a solo album, and another one beginning to end. Super solid, varied sound. Some of the vocals are in German, some are in English. So excited to have this. I ended up spinning this one twice this morning. If you're a fan of Susie and the Banshees, if you're a fan of Bauhaus, if you're a fan of early Cocteau Twins like Garland's era, I think Anja Huwe will be your thing. So, and Sacred Bones just really put this out. And speaking of her previous band Deutschland, this also came out today, also on Sacred Bones. And this is a collection of their early singles from 1981 to 1982. Before they put out their first album, which you can see over my shoulder here, Fetish or Fetish, back in 1983 on 4AD, they would release two singles, long, out of print, super hard to find. But Sacred Bones ended up releasing this as a little collection here on this cool purple, and it does have an insert with it as well, with the lyrics, all in German. And yeah, it's cool to hear these early tracks. They're a lot more primitive and raw than what would appear on their first album. It's so cool to have this back in where you can buy it, because their stuff is super hard to find, and it's great now. A new generation can walk into the record store and grab this off the shelf and be exposed to a great band from the early post-punk goth rock era. So that's Deutschland, and it's an 8-song compilation. I think one of the tracks, the live one, is a bonus track that they tacked on, but yeah, it collects their first two singles. All right, lastly, this is Virgin Prunes, a new form of beauty. This is a collection, volumes 1 through 4. Look at this thing. It's a 3-record set. It folds out in this trifold. Virgin Prunes, highly unique band that wasn't around for very long, from like early, not maybe 1980 all the way through the mid to late 1980s. Fronted by Gavin Friday and Guggy, Dublin, Ireland. Post-punk, art rock, experimental, dark cabaret, all of that and none of that. Just highly unique, hard to pinpoint down in a sound. This originally, a new form of beauty, was released in 4 parts back then. One of them being on a 12-inch, the other one being a 10-inch, then a 7-inch, and then a cassette. And this collects all 4 of those releases together. They originally came out back in 1981. A real standout of this release, although all the loving detail of this cool packaging, new drawings, but it also includes this really great 16-page booklet, which goes through with a long essay, interesting photos, track by track description of those different volumes of A New Form of Beauty, and a backstory on the songs. Just really cool to have that. I'm looking forward to listen. I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, but that will be after this video is filmed. So there you have it. Anyone else out there watching? Did you guys pick up any of these ones in my videos today, or in my video today? Let me know, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.